17.
Yeah, Halloween special random reviews, and as you can see, we've gone all out this year. We're using stock footage on YouTube as our background, which is practically obliterated by the camera anyway. But and I don't know what year it is. See the outtakes after the video, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But this year, we're talking about a few different things. So first video, Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. Now we did do a video back. That was in 2014. That's what I was thinking about, where we talked about just the franchise in general. Obviously, all these movies.
Yeah, we've gone through all of them up to
the marked ones.
This is the most recent one, of course.
Yeah, so since we did that video, this has come out. We never talked about it. I think I did a trailer review when it came out back in 2000.
Yeah, did you see this one in the cinema? Or
no.
Yeah.
I wasn't too... I didn't like the idea of it. It seemed like it was going all out in terms of showing you too much, which seems to be the case as well.
Plus, it was like, we've run out of ideas, so let's go with 3D.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, I mean, I haven't seen this in 3D, and I imagine some of the sort of stuff that they do probably looks quite good, but does it work in a Paranormal Activity film? Not really.
Not really.
Yeah. So
I think it's good this was the last one, because it's been on hiatus now for 2 years.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think the biggest gap between any of these films was about that, yeah. I mean, they usually, when it first started, it was one every year, I think 2009, 10, 11, 12, and then the marked ones, which is effectively the fifth film, came out in 2014. This came out.
I know since they've ditched the numbering system, it is getting harder to tell which one's which.
Yeah, chronologically confusing.
Because the marked ones isn't even part of it, but this is sort of the fifth one, or is it the sixth one?
I didn't get that as well, because the marked ones was massively connected to the others. It wasn't. It wasn't standalone really. So.
I mean, you kind of need to understand that to understand all about the midwife cult and shit like that. That's pretty integral to this one, to be honest.
Exactly. So this one, at this point in the franchise, I've got a number of things to say about this, really. I mean, with this, when you sort of do the numbering system of what night it is, night number 1, 2, 3, it feels like night number 1 is practically on a par in terms of what's going down with what would have been the last night in all the others, because they've just massively ramped it up. And it's just too much in order to be scary. On the flip side, I say I kind of like it because it's kind of rewarding you for sitting through all these other films where you didn't see anything and you have theories about what it was. This one, at least from a storytelling point of view, lame storytelling, at least gives you something. At least they're making an effort.
Yeah.
So, I don't hate on it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It was a bit boring. I spent a lot of time fucking around on my phone, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But it is kind of nice to see a little bit more of a... The problem I had with the fourth one is, rather than advancing the plot, it almost regressed. It's like, well, look, in the last film we established that, this had happened and that had happened and, they had Hunter and stuff. So how the hell have they suddenly not got Hunter? Why are they trying to get Hunter again?
Yeah.
What is this even? Why are they fucking around with this family? It's like, there's no reason for anything they're doing in this film.
And what is the end game? That was the thing. And it was very, like you say, regressive. It kind of took us back. Rather than advancing the story.
I mean, I wondered at the times, was this originally supposed to be about the teenage daughter and, the creepy kid was supposed to be Hunter to begin with, but then they kind of changed it for some reason, and maybe they did, because this one is, all about the little girl, and they need the little girl as much as they needed Hunter, because the two of them are like a package deal, almost.
Yeah.
You need the blood from both of them to make Toby real, and that's ultimately how the film ends. Toby,
yeah, which at least is something. There's a small amount of satisfaction in seeing that as well, because even though it's so cliche, and you just know the camera's going to fall, you're going to see it from a certain angle. You can't really see everything, but you kind of get a gist. There's a massive jump scare, and it cuts to the end credits. Exactly how the film ends, But at the same time, like I say, he's better than number 4 anyway. So
yeah, number 4 was probably the weakest out of all of the series.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, I think by this point you know if you like Paranormal Activity or not, because if you got bored with the first one and didn't like the second one, there is no way this is going to be one that makes you think, shit, I was wrong about the series all along. It's more of the same, just with 3D this time and more face palming.
Yeah.
If you like the other ones, you probably like this one enough just to see how the kind of story ends effectively. Because certainly the way this is looking, this is the final part of the story. It's been on hiatus for 2 years. There's no plans for a Paranormal Activity 6 or 7 or whatever the fuck the next film would actually be at this point. 'Cause fuck knows.
Yeah.
Would it even be Paranormal Activity 5? Because the Ghost Dimension isn't Paranormal Activity 5. It's got no fucking number attached to it at all.
Yeah, I think that's usually a sign of a franchise that is aware that it is spewing too many films out, and they
It's
just
like,
ditch
well,
the numbering
shit, let's
system.
try and hide it by not putting numbers on. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's just going to confuse people in future years coming back to watch your shit.
Exactly. I mean, don't necessarily. That's not the sign of a bad film, a bad sequel. Because I mean, like, you know, look at Rocky Balboa, great film. They just kind of realised Rocky 6. This is getting ridiculous. But
Well, it was like a running gag back in like the 90s and stuff of like Rocky 57 and stuff.
Jaws 19.
Yeah, stuff like that.
But it does get chronologically confusing, like you
Yeah.
say. So when people come back to this franchise years from now, they're not going to know which ones are which unless they look at IMDb.
Yeah, I mean, general activity in the franchise, if you like, there has apparently been... I mean, I'm heavily into games and even I didn't even know this had happened, but there was apparently a game released this year, Paranormal Activity Lost Souls.
All right.
Seems to have pretty positive reviews on Steam, but it's not something I can actually play because it's one of the new VR games. You need the whole Oculus Rift and all that sort of shit. And I've looked into VR a couple of times and it's just too expensive at the moment. Like, even for somebody with a fair bit of disposable like money that I can afford to burn on stuff, it's like I'm not paying like hundreds of quid for a system that's still very much in its infancy and might take off or might not. You know, it's like I'm not going into that.
But you were saying something about the rebooting the franchise.
Yeah, there's also is it Blumhouse, the company that owns it, the production company. Because I think it's actually circulated by Paramount, isn't it?
Distributed, yeah.
But yeah, they have been talking about rebooting the franchise, like starting fresh with something different.
Yeah.
But like I say, whether that's just general conversation or they're actually serious about it, who knows?
Well, they make money as well. I mean, you know, I obviously watched most of these in the cinema when they came out and bought them all on Blu-ray. I think last time we did the review, I had most of these on DVD, but I upgraded them just because I wanted to have them all on that.
I think we were at one point you were strongly considering not getting the fourth one at all.
Yeah, I was thinking because if you kind of like ditch the fourth one, you can kind of say that the Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, is number 4, and it actually makes more sense that way.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think I'd be in a rush to rewatch them. Maybe some of my favourite ones, like the second or third one, I might watch.
Yeah, they're very good.
But there is no way you would talk me into watching the fourth one again. Just because, like I say, it's just so... It's very boring.
Yeah.
It's full of stupid jump scares, which is kind of what the series has always been like criticised for.
Yeah.
When it usually isn't really the case, but the fourth one, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's really bad. Badly done. But it's a fairly solid franchise on its own, apart from number 4, if you like these kind of films. And I do tend to like these. There's a lot worse than these. So I say Paranormal Activity is probably the top tier of found footage films, in my opinion.
Yeah, still, I think it is making sense that they want to reboot it or do something different with the franchise. Because I think even a lot of hardcore fans were just like, the marked ones, really? Paranormal Activity 4? Fucking go, seriously? Like, no, we're out. We've been out a couple of films ago. Like, seriously, no.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't necessarily blame them.
Yeah. They were a different experience if you see them in a cinema, though. Have you seen it?
I saw the marked ones in the cinema.
Yeah, see, by that point, that wasn't it. It's best. I remember going to see 2, 3 and 4, I think it was, at the cinema. And seem to remember there was a decent experience. I just realised when I've been showing all these films off, I had Blair Witch in there. When I was like, I was going to say, that's not... That's for the next video, is that? Yeah.
I mean, this one, the gimmick is they've got a camera that's... I'm assuming the cult set it up like this, but they put extra tubes in and stuff, and you can see ghosts and things. And it's an alright premise, and ghost photography is like a genuine thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, genuine as in it actually exists. Now, how much you believe in it or not...
The research is real.
Yeah. It's like an actual thing in like paranormal stuff now, whether that's real or not, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get to see it. Initially, it's kind of like a smoke cloud, and eventually it does start to take a form.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting when you have things like them trying to banish it at the end, where they kind of throw the holy water soaked sheet over it, and you can kind of see it flailing around and lashing at people and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically the gimmick of this. Like, you see it throughout the film. Like, you'll see this. Well, you were saying it looked a bit like the Venom symbiote.
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, isn't really all that scary. I've seen
No.
creepier ghost imagery than.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's Venom. Wonder what he's doing in this film. This is the weirdest crossover of all times.
Looks a bit like that, actually. But yeah, we'll wrap this up anyway. But yeah, I mean, I'll just say, I kind of put this to like film Life that came out this year. It's like, that wasn't scary either, but it was interesting. And this has the advantage of it's a similar thing, but it's obviously kind of capping off the story from the previous films, which were actually scary. So I don't mind this film for that reason. But if this had been the first film in the franchise, it'd been like, it's shit, you know. So.
Although it is, just to be clear on this, it is in a lot of ways a bad ending. Like, you know, they don't beat Toby in the end. Toby wins.
Yeah, negative kind of.
Which isn't too unusual for like horror movie type things. So you know, it's what it is.
Yep.
Toby again, damn it.
Anyway, we'll wrap this up. This is the first video. We're going to do a few more of these. So on tomorrow's video, we're going to be talking about the last year's film Blair Witch, which originally was titled.
Yeah, this is not the original Blair Witch. This is the new, like, you know.
Yeah. So which you haven't seen yet, but I saw.
No, I've first time seeing this because I think I was busy when you went to see it at the cinema.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Right, we'll leave it there anyway.
Right,
so come back tomorrow.
Happy Halloween.
And happy Halloween. What the hell? Get it out of your system.
Yes.
Say this out here. Bastard, right? No more fucking about, right? Sorry about this. Welcome to Halloween 2014. No, 2014! What the fuck? That's when we started it.